All right. So I'm also hosting this part of our discussion as well today with Tamara. Firelight Water Cooler People and Culture presentation for today. So I'm going to go ahead.
Thanks, Gary. Those of you who I'm sure should know by now, this is our team. Actually, we do also have Brenda, who's just on medical leave right now. And Sasha's not able to attend today, so there's Carrie and I. Next, please. Just to show you a little bit of what we're going to go through today, we're going to explain a little bit of what HR does as far as the employee cycle goes. Some of our initiatives that we've got planned that have gone through in 25 and 26. To discuss some of the Slack channels that we've got going that's part of our initiatives as well. And then we're going to share some highlights from that year-end survey that you guys went through, and I appreciate the number of responses. We're going to end with any kind of a question period, if anybody has anything that we go through. And then after that, we're playing a Kahoot. So stick around till the end. Next. So the employee life cycle, it involves the firelight value, which is relationships. Starting over at around 11 o'clock on there. Relationships really start when we make community connections, when we're receiving the application. That's when our relationship really starts. I just have to say that I just came back from the weekend of spending a gathering, the ACES, a gathering. That's the Advancing Indigenous Science and Engineering Society in Toronto. It was a 3-day gathering, and I've got to tell you that I've had about a dozen students came up. I didn't have the chance to have a table, but as I was mingling and doing some networking, a dozen students from across Canada had heard about Firelight, were interested, want to come and work for us. So it was really neat to have those early relationships when people are in their first, second, third year and saying, I know who you are. I hear about the work that you're doing. It's either been through word of mouth, through or relationships, because it's the communities that we're connected. The next one is recruitment, clear job descriptions, internal postings, and scope alignment. Part of what our initiative this year too is to go into the job descriptions. We're going to start having revision handling on it so that a job that we have, it grows and it's a living document. There's always some changes that we're adding to it as we're growing. So that's part of what we take when we're putting in the postings, internal and external, and what we use for recruitment. Next, when you're looking at about 1 o'clock, onboarding with intention. I have to say that when I came on, I noticed that the onboarding that I had was bar none the best that I've had in all of the different jobs. I'm used to getting a laptop told where my door or my desk or whatever is, and then you kind of fish for it. I really liked that there was a lot of different Slack channels, and I really felt that I was really ushered into it. Again, building on that relationship value. 3 o'clock, we've got growth and development, skill building, mentorship, career path. You know, we're 16 years old now as a company, and we're really looking into coming into our own and understanding what that really means. And that will continue to be a part that I'll talk to later on in the initiatives. Performance and feedback down around 4 o'clock. We've got our annual reviews, two-way conversations, and they should be aligning with what our values are. If you look over at about 7 o'clock, we have just another one of our initiatives is we're going to have some Slack channels in regard to health and safety. We've just formed the official health and safety. We had a committee before, but we've got an outside consultant to help us with our manuals and everything else that we needed to do. And so that's coming in so that we have a prevention mindset. And around 9 o'clock, the ongoing relationships. Even after some of our employees leave, I'm still in contact with them. In fact, there's 3 that are still reaching out to me, letting me know where they are and what they're doing. Because those relationships, that is key in one of our values, is really key as to, even though the relationship ends here, whether it's them moving on or for other reasons, it's important that we still keep those relationships and mentor those and value them. Next one, please. And so some of our initiatives that we're looking into touch on relationships, responsibility, accountability, and quality. Next. So you'll see that we've our benefits. Uh, Last year, we moved over from cooperators to Canada Life. I'm hoping that it's been a lot easier for you folks. We were lucky with that. A lot of the benefits that we had really got extended and at a really great price. And we've also got our health spending that I'm really encouraging you folks for your health and well-being. Please use those. You get depending on if you hear right at the beginning of the year, you've got $1,000 that you can use. Any questions, you can just reach out to us. Really, I want to see people using the benefits. Get your massages, go to your naturopath, etc. You'll also see that we have implemented the company RPPs. We've just sent off all the applications and getting everything through. Thank you again, everybody, for putting things through, showing up to the different sessions, asking all the different questions. And this will be a continued relationship because we'll still be learning about how to monitor our how we're investing our money. Next, please. Another one of our initiatives that we have is the ICLC. It's the Indigenous Core Leadership Committee. And, I would put this under the value of responsibility. The purpose of why we have our ICLC, it's for the Indigenous staff so that they have ownership, sovereignty, and community-centered mandate. It's about strategic decisions, growth that are grounded inside our values, relationship, and accountability. This gives us a chance for the staff to get together. I noticed that right from the beginning that a lot of us didn't really know each other. And so again, through that, building those relationships, understanding who we are so that we can get feedback on what Firelight is, who we are, how it connects to the communities that we serve and that we're from. So there's just a real relationship accountability mechanisms that's within inside our organization. In essence, ICLC helps that Firelight grows. Good. Next one. I'm really inviting everybody to go into our shared Google Drive, and there's a section called Training and Development. I've been kind of stockpiling a bunch of different resources that are in there that are accessible for everybody. We've got a Slack channel, Neurodiversity Rocks, and they'll know all too well. There's a huge amount of resources in there for somatic exercises, anxiety, ADHD, autism. I'm really want to encourage particularly supervisors and all staff so that you can know how to work with our neurodiverse staff. And we're about 40%. And so really proud of who we are and what we're doing with this. But there's a lot of different stuff that's going to be in there. Indigenous reading, well-being. I think there were some Coursera courses. So as I get more stuff, it'll plug more in. But usually as soon as you're hired, if you're part of the everyone chain, you'll be connected to that. So I really want to encourage everybody to take a look. Next, please. And I'm going to talk a little bit about our Slack channels that PC is either created or involved with. Next, please. So if you don't have this already saved, HRQ, HRFAQ is for just general inquiries if you have any questions. If there's something that's more specific, you can just tag us and we'll tag you back if you want to talk about it offline so you're not inside there. Again, the Neurodiversity Rocks has resources and support. Being a membership on there doesn't necessarily say that you are, but neurodiverse. But at the same time, we certainly open to allies and for everybody to understand that the resources there are for everyone. Our humility channel is a channel that was created from Brenda Longclaws, our cultural advisor, who's currently on leave, but I'm trying to plug in every once in a while some stuff that's on there as well, usually teachings or lessons. That centers around humility and connectionness. Always nice to hear storytelling or different sharings and stuff like that. So anybody who's wanting to connect to that, feel free. Next channel that we have is Benefits FAQ. Again, these are just inquiries. If you have anything that's related to benefits, pension, again, if there's something that you guys need to know, feel free to reach out to HR at firelight.ca. But usually inside there, we're quick to respond to see if you have anything or any questions. Newly developed, and we'll be adding everybody to, is the Health and Safety Bulletin Board. This is where we're going to be listing our monthly meetings minutes so that you can see exactly what the Health and Safety Committee is up to. The Joint Health and Safety Committee members their names will be up there. We'll likely post who also has their updated first aid and whatnot. The Joint Health and Safety is made up of management and employees. Management just meaning anybody who's on level 3 and above. And then the employees. So we've already had 2 meetings. I think you'll notice in the meeting minutes once it gets posted up there. I believe the next one's on March 23rd. These are things that you can bring forward to the Joint Health and Safety Committee members if you've got concerns, questions, or inquiries. Another Slack channel that we have is professional development. This are ideas and suggestions on how you can spend your PD funds. And if you have any inquiries, you can get on there. And again, easily you can connect out to HR at firelight.ca if you want to. I don't think that was included in there, but if you have, there's some questions in regards to I believe it's the childcare funds. You can go through the HRQ as well, I meant to mention. Next, please. And here goes our year-end survey results. Next. What we heard is that we're relational at our core. We're caring, values-driven culture. Leadership is accessible and present. We've got strong supervisor and project manager support. We have a mentoring mindset, and that we're growing together. And people feel generally heard and respected. There's meaningful inclusion in action, meaning that ideas that truly influence decisions. Cultural practices feel supported and honored. Neurodiversity is respected. Indigenous hiring is being prioritized, and that we're client-centered, work grounded in community. Next. Where we're growing. As we grow, staff are asking for more transparency, clear decision-making processes made clear, more context before major changes, and stronger communication loops. Sustainable workload, addressing manager burnout risk, better scope to capacity alignment, and protection of time for community and cultural commitments. Clear structures regarding compensation philosophy, transparency, advancement pathways, simplified systems, and formalized Indigenous cultural support. So these are all things that people are asking for, and that these are going to be part of the incentives that PC is looking at this year. Is there any questions? Okay, if there isn't any questions or there is something for later, then feel free to get hold of us at HRQ. But I'm going to now pass it over to Carrie because we got a Kahoot based on some of the stuff that I shared with you today.
Amazing. Thank you so much, Tamara, for sharing all that information. Yes, we have a Kahoot. So get your phones out. If you haven't downloaded the app already, feel free to download. I don't know if there is a web-based version, but I will get the pin up here quickly. Okay. All right. So what you'll see here is a QR code in the top right corner, and there's also a game pin as well. So you can join, it does say that you can join online, as well as with the Kahoot app. So I'll give you some time to be able to do that. And if there's any questions on how to join, hopefully somebody is able to help you in the chat, because as I'm driving this presentation, I'm not able to see the chat.
We've got 75 people in the room, and I'm just seeing we're at 31, 32, 33 in Kahoot. So I'll let you know as soon as we get a stable number.
Okay.
We're up to 44.
All right, I think we're ready to begin. Let's give it 10 more seconds. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. All right, let's get started. Let's go. All right, so all these questions are going to be based off of the PNC water cooler discussion and some of the information that we've known. So let's go. So, which stage of the employee life cycle does Indigenous student engagement fall in? Ongoing relationship, community connection, onboarding with attention or growth and development. Correct. Okay, so that was community connection. Um, just an FYI, not only does the correct answer make a difference in your scoring, it's also the timeliness of your answer. So, next question. So we have Blanca, Owen, and Rogers at the top three. Question 2 of 9. Which province has the most Firelight employees? Is it Ontario, BC, Quebec, or Alberta? All right, every single person selected BC, and which is correct. Let's see the scoreboard now. So Blanca's still in the top. We had Rogers move to second and Owen down to third. All right, let's go on to their third question. What does RPP stand for? Is it Registered People Program, Registered Pension Plan, Real Pension Plan, or Real Personal Piggy Bank? All right, so the correct answer was Registered Pension Plan. Let's go see the standings in the scoreboard. All right, we had Owen moving up from third to first with Blanca in second and Clean in third. Rogers, you're down to fourth. Let's see what happens next. Question 4 on the way through. When does when does Firelight value relationships start on the employee life cycle? Is it the interview, termination, pre-employment, or on your birthday? All right, it's actually pre-employment. So we had 29 people get that right. Let's go peek at that scoreboard. Emily takes over first. We have Blanca in second and Rogers back at third. All right, question 5. This is worth double points. What's the maximum total combined contribution for the RPP plan? Is it 5%, 20, 8, or 18%? And 1. It is 18%. We had 29 people get that right. Let's go take a quick peek at the scoreboard. We're always excited to see who's in first. Is it still Emily? No, it's Blanca. She moved back up to first. We have Owen and Rogers tailing behind. All right, we have a handful of questions left. Let's go to question 6. What does ICLC stand for? We just talked about this in the presentation. Is it I Could Lead Cautiously, Indigenous Core Leadership Committee, I Came Late and Confused, or I Clearly Love Coffee? I have to put my game show voice on. All right, 46 people. It is Indigenous Core Leadership Committee. Check out the scoreboard. Oh, Owen moves up to first, Blank in second, and we have a new top third with Carter. All right, question 7. Almost there to the end. The following folder is not on the shared drive under training and development. What is it? Is it neurodiversity, plans to take over the world, well-being, or Indigenous reading? All right, we have plans to take over the world. That is correct, with 43 people answering correctly. And another quick peek at the scoreboard. Blanca in first, Carter in second, and Owen in third. Question 8. When was the final day to have your register pension plan application completed by? Was it February 28th, March 1st, February 29th, or March 21st? February 28th is correct, with 39 people correctly answering that. And the scoreboard changing by a bit. We have Carter in first, Blank in second, and Rogers in third. All right, the next and final question Let's give it a go. Again, it's worth double points. Which new benefit did we welcome in 2025? Was it the registered pension plan, accidental death and dismemberment coverage, vision and dental, or health and wellness spending accounts? 2025. All right, is actually the health and wellness spending accounts. All right, let's go to our final scoreboard. Podium, give it a drum roll. We have third is Yams, Owen in second, and who is in first? Da 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 da. Carter. Congratulations, Carter, and thank you everyone for playing. That was super fun and exciting. And we just thank you so much for the opportunity for us to, have the opportunity to discuss what is happening in the People and Culture Department and have a little bit of fun while we're at it. So I'm just going to exit here.